which horror movies did I watch this past week, and which ones made my favorite list and which ones didn't. Stay tuned to find out. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Once again, it's Obsessed with Horror. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my very first horror movie recap. Now, these are horror movies I watched from this past Monday to last night. So the way I'm going to be doing it is I'm going to be choosing my top 3 favorites and my top 3 honorable mentions and my last top 2 least favorites. Now, some of you might disagree with this list, some of you might not. But this is just how I personally feel about each one of these movies. So what did I watch this week? So let's get started. Let's find out, starting with Monday's movie. So starting off this week, I decided to check out Oddity from 2024, which is last year. It's currently streaming on Hulu. A woman uses haunted items to seek revenge for the brutal murder of her twin sister. Now, this is one of the scariest movies of last year, I believe, because as I read it on Reddit. Now, this movie has a lot of jump scares. It was eerily creepy. I know some of you might actually like this movie, but now this is just my opinion. This one just didn't really do it for me. I'm not saying it's not good, but I just wasn't really too impressed with this one. Let me just say that. So because of that, I decided to put this in. Now, once again, it's my personal opinion, but for this one, I've decided to put it in as the first one of my top 2 least favorites. Because, like I said, it just didn't really. I just wasn't that into it so much. It just wasn't. It was creepy at some points, but overall view, I just really wasn't into it. So that's why I decided to give this as put it in my top 2 least favorites of this week. So moving on to Tuesday, for the first time, I just ended up watching Barbarian from 2022. A night of terror awaits a young woman when she books a rental home that's occupied by a stranger. It stars Georgina Campbell, Bill Skarsgård, and Justin Long. Now, like I said, I did not see this movie until then, so I did not know what to expect. But at the end of the movie, I was really surprised by how good it was. Absolutely loved the setting, the storyline. It kept me really into it. So because of that, I decided to put this as the first one of my top 3 favorites of this week. If you guys see it, let me know what you thought about it. So yeah, Barbarian, one of my top 3 favorites of this week. So for Wednesday, Willy's Wonderland from 2021 was the movie of choice. This movie stars Nicolas Cage, Emily Tosta, and Beth Grant. A loner wages war against the possessed electronic mascots of Willy's Wonderland. This movie is really, really similar, in my opinion, to Five Nights at Freddy's. Now, this movie is really, really good in some ways, and in some ways it isn't. But like, once it's all said and done with, I really didn't feel like this movie was for me. So I'm decided to put this movie in my top 2 least favorites of this week. Have you guys seen this? And let me know what you guys think about this one. Moving on to Thursday. Now for Thursday, I ended up watching Sting of last year. It's currently streaming on Hulu right now. A ghost pet spider grows into a giant flesh-eating monster that runs amok in an apartment building. Now, this movie, I was really, really pleasantly surprised. I really, really enjoyed it. But unfortunately, it did not get on my list of top 3 favorites. But I am, however, going to put this as my number 1 and my top 3 honorable mentions. Because I really, really did like this movie. And I'm really, really happy I picked it up on DVD. So yeah, Sting definitely going in it's definitely being my number 1 choice and my top 3 honorable mentions. Now for Friday's video, I did something a little bit different. That was the night I decided to double up and watch 2 movies that night. So I'm going to start with the first one I watched from 2024. Now this movie comes on recommendation of A&B Horror Movies. So I want to give a big shout out to him for recommending this. So it's 2024 Invited. Now this is an awesome found footage movie. It's currently streaming on Tubi. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go check it out. After a stunning revelation about the groom, a mother battles to free her daughter from him and the family from a cult's sinister plan. Now, going into this, I did not know what to expect. But from the very first time, as soon as it got started, I was really, really totally into it. At the end of it, I came out. I absolutely, really, really enjoyed it. Now, the mom who plays, the actor who plays the mom, I believe her character's name is Linda. She did a really, really awesome job. Her performance in this movie was amazing. Every single actor who was in this was amazing. So yeah, Invited, definitely going into my, with hands down, definitely going into one of my honorable mentions. Like I said, if you haven't seen this movie, definitely go check it out. Let's move on to the next movie I saw Friday night. Now, continuing on from Invited, the next movie I saw is another awesome found footage movie. It's called Frogman. It's available now on Tubi and Screenbox. Now this one is for people who love cryptids, like myself. This movie comes from 2023. Dallas Kyle returns to Loveland to obtain proof that the Frogman, a mythical creature, exists. Now this is another movie I really, really enjoyed. It's also one I wouldn't mind picking up in the near future on DVD or Blu-ray. Because like I said, I'm a huge fan of cryptids, so if you guys are too, definitely check this movie out. Moving on to Saturday. That was the night I ended up watching Longlegs from last year, 2024. It's streaming on Hulu right now. An FBI agent must solve a series of occult clues to end the serial killer's terrifying spree. Now this movie right here, this is definitely one of the ones that stood out to me the most. Nicolas Cage, who, spoiler alert, he plays Longlegs. His performance in this movie absolutely killed it for me. He definitely did really amazing. Absolutely loved how this is definitely, in my opinion, this is one of my most favorite roles of his. He absolutely nailed it to a complete 100. In my opinion, he kind of, how would I put this? His performance in this movie kind of reminds me of Heath Ledger's Joker, in a way. His look in this movie was one of the best visuals I've seen. Like I said, his performance in this movie just completely, oh my God, just like wowed me, like completely wowed me. Had me on the edge of my seat. This movie had me on the edge of my seat the entire time. So if you're definitely a big Nicolas Cage fan, I highly recommend this. So your Longlegs definitely deserves a spot as the last of my top 3 favorite movies this week. So that's what I'm going to give it. So let's move on to Sunday and the final movie of the week. So for last night's movie, I decided to go with Hereditary from 2018. It is available on Netflix now, for those who haven't seen it. It stars Toni Collette, as well as some other awesome actors. After their grandmother passes away, a family tries to outrun the sinister fate they've inherited. Now this movie is one I also enjoyed, but to be honest, I did not enjoy it as much as some of the other awesome contenders I've named. However, this does make him take his place as the last honorable mention. Some of the kill scenes in this movie was really, I guess you could say, cool looking. Toni Collette's performance in this was really good as well. So yeah, definitely Hereditary definitely deserves this place as my last honorable mention. So I'm absolutely glad to give it that. So there's my horror movie recap. I'm just going to quickly go back over and recap it all for you. So let me spin this camera around and I'll be right back. So yeah, that's my movie recap of April 7th to April 13th this past week. So all in all, in the end, my top 3 favorites of this week was Barbarian, Longlegs, and Invited. My top 2 least favorites of this week was Willy's Wonderland and Oddity. And my last but not least, my top 3 honorable mentions was Sting, Frogman, and Hereditary. So, if you guys have seen any of these movies, let me know what you guys think. What would you rate them as? And if you also have any other movie recommendations for me, definitely feel free to drop them in my comments below. So, moving on, I'll be doing this week as well. As the time of this movie drops, it's officially Monday. That's when I'm filming this, so I'll definitely be starting this series again with, I don't know which movies yet, but I'll definitely be really excited to find out. So let me know what you guys think about this video. Once again, what would you put these movies in what would you put these movies in? What category? And you'll also, once again, if you have any movie recommendations for me, always feel free to comment them down below. I'll definitely love to check each and every one of them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is once again Obsessed with Horror saying I really appreciate each and every one of you watching. Please make sure you hit the like button and leave a nice comment. Absolutely love reading them. And as always, stay horror. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.